Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to prepare a more applied 3D object for our lab session number 8. This is specifically for Wednesday session because if you remember last Wednesday we have a public holiday. So as usual, I have to do a recorded version and just simply follow and complete the task given. All right, without further ado, let's begin. All right, first thing first, what do we need to do today? It's quite simple. It is a AutoCAD 3D. Obviously, it is applied 3D object, and then I'm going to show you one more new command. If you remember last week, we have you have been introduced to extrude command and press pull command. There are a lot more command available for applied 3D shapes if you want to make more complicated and complex 3D details. For examples, we have a press pull. Of course, we have a subtract, union, loft, sweep, and so on and so forth. Obviously, I cannot do all in just one session. So for today's, I'm gonna introduce you with the concept of sweep. And maybe next week we're gonna work on loft, rotate, revolve, for examples, and other important features of AutoCAD as well. And of course, you're going to create a multi-view drawing, but in this case, you don't do that manually. We're going to use a features called a Viewbase, and you will need to do this in layout tab as opposed to in the model space. And of course, once you have created your drawing, just do dimensioning as usual. All right. In terms of submission, this is a 4 Wednesday session, single PDF submissions. I give you until 27th May. I think it's on Monday before midnight. Just convert your drawing into PDF, merge them into your cover page, and then name them as your matrix number only. I don't need anything else, just your matrix numbers. All right, let's begin. So a new command that I'm going to show you here is sweep function. The command is sweep. So if you are in your AutoCAD, just type SWEEP and then you're gonna then just follow the required procedure or information that they request. So of course we're gonna create a spring here. It's quite a simple object. But if you want, as usual, if you want to create a 3D object, you need to begin with a 2D drawing first. So in this case, you have basically spring is basically you have a small circle here, and they are being extruded along this pathway. Okay, this is a non-linear pathway. Okay, it is a how should I say? It's neither x direction, y direction, or z direction, straight line, or on either of those direction. It is any direction, any pathway that you want. So you can consider this as a generatrix, where basically this generatrix will be extruded or will follow this pathway to create this a solid object. Now, okay, this are sweep function. Command to create this object is sweep. But how about this? Okay, these are 2D drawing, where I would consider this as a 2D drawing, even though their appearance is they have three component, for example, Y direction, X direction, and Z direction, but it's drawn in 2D, so it's fine. So that's what I'm going to consider this, even though they appear in 3D. They have a 3D component, but I'm just going to consider this as a 2D drawing. So okay, how to create spring here? You have it's quite simple. The command is a helix command. Just type in your AutoCAD later, helix. And of course, you're going to specify a radius, the bottom radius and top radius of 55 and 55. Of course, why do you need to specify both radius, right? Because it's spring. One thing that you should remember is that, okay, this spring has the same, I'll say, dimension, radius, top and bottom. You have to remember that, for example, if you have your remote control, right, or your flashlight, the bottom spring, the bottom radius of the spring sometimes is a lot larger than the top radius of the spring. This is where, if you specify different type of radius, top and bottom, you'll have a different kind of spring dimension or spring appearance, if you will. And number of turns here is how many times it creates the circles. I would say it rotates. I guess the simplest way is rotates. All right. Height here is basically the z direction. So in this case, right, you will have 11 turns for a height of 240 millimeters. That's the second one. The third one, of course, you need to create your own geometrics. Basically, a small circles, and these small circles need to be oriented correctly because if you see this object, this cross section is kind of like it's kind of like a normal to this pathway. So you need to make sure that they are rotated correctly. And of course, to create from these two objects, you just need to use a sweep function, and you will get this what is it called? You will get this spring. All right, I'm not gonna go with the applied 3D object just yet, but I'm gonna show you this first in AutoCAD. So yeah, let's begin. All right, as you can see here, this is my AutoCAD. Right now, I'm in the SW Southwest isometric view. Right now it is in the 2D wireframe. Now, as I said several times, if you want to draw in 2D, just choose a top view. Just choose a default one, the most common. I mean, common sense will tell you that you're gonna draw them in X, Y direction. So I always choose top. Actually, it doesn't really matter, but this is just my style, I would say. Now, first thing first, we're gonna create a small circle having a radius of 4.5. So just type circle, enter, specify any point that you want in this model space, click here, and then you specify your radius 4.5, as simple as that. Now, after that, I'm going to create a helix, basically a spring. Now, the issue with springs is that you can draw them, you can visualize them easily in this XY direction because they have a Z component. So I'm going to switch to a isometric view. So these are isometric view over circles. It appears ellipse because why? This is just a limitation. I would say just a disadvantage of, when you show well, this is one of the advantages of pictorial drawing, where circles, if you view them in isometric or whatever 3D views, oblique, cavaliers, right? They will be distorted. But anyway, that's a different story. Okay, so maybe I'll click my what is it called? I'll click my helix somewhere here. So the command is helix, Helix, and then you hit. Now, helix is basically you have a radius. It's basically a spring. So spring is basically having a their fundamental shape is just circles in a sense. You know, bottom radius and then top radius. So they will ask you to specify center of your base. So as I said, spring is basically they revolve around a center point. So I would choose this point. Doesn't really matter where, but just choose it. Now, they will ask you to specify base radius. Base radius is basically your bottom radius. Okay, so specify 55. Now, now in here, right, it become like this. Now, if you see your message command here, right, it asks you to specify top radius, so you specify top radius of 55 as well. Now um, here, as you can see, I probably have like one, two, three, four helix, four revolve, four circles, four times. Okay, the helix revolve, but I want 11s, right? How can I do this? So just go to turns. There's a turns here. Click. Now the default one is 3. It's not enough, so I need 11. So just type 11. Enter. Now I have 11 spring. Let me make it. Now you go up into the Z direction, make sure auto is on. So you specify the height, which is 240. Now you have created a helix. Okay, which is good. Now if you see here, if I go to, let's say, if I go to you know what? Okay, next is basically I will attach these circles to this end of a helix. So just type move, MOVE, select your object, enter. Now specify base point for circles. The best recommended base point is the center point. So click, and I just move it here. There's a green snap thingy. If you don't have it activated, make sure to have it activated somewhere here in the OSnap command. All right, now, yeah, just because it's being attached does not necessarily mean that it's correct. So if you see, right, these are parallel to more or less what parallel to this of to this line or of a helix, right? I want it to be normal to the helix, normal to the helix direction of the helix. So what I need to do is just rotate. But it's rotate in 3D, so it's going to be a 3D rotate. So that 3D rotate. Select your object. I'm going to rotate these circles, enter. Now this nucleus thing will happen, so I'll choose this one as a center point. But the question here is, which one should I choose? Now I would choose a red one. Because why? I don't want to explain, but this comes with a practice, so type 90. Now, as you can see, they are sort of like roughly perpendicular to this line of helix. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, the next thing that I will do is I will create a 3D object. So in this case, so the next command is sweep, SWEEP, type sweep. Now they will ask you to select object to sweep. What is the cross section? Basically, what's your generatrix? Okay, so it should be this one. Enter. Now they will ask you to select sweep pathway. What is the pathway? So pathway should be, they should be extruded along this helix pathway. So you choose the helix. Click. And then you hit enter. Now if you see, it takes a while for it to render. I'm not saying render. For sweep, it takes a while for them to create the object. So yeah, let's wait. So how do I know whether it's complete or not? It's quite simple. Now if you see my AutoCAD is frozen. Now it can move. Now as you can see, how do I know it's okay or not? Initially, in 2D wireframe, this helix line is ended at the center of the circle. But right now they are shifted to the I would say edges of the circle. This is how do I know? This is how I know whether the extrusion of this object following the helix completed or not. That's one way from 2D wireframe, but if you don't want to do that, just go to a realistic view. And then there you have it. You have created a helix. Now I can change color, whatever, don't really want to go to details. But I guess you can export that yourself. Let me close this. Now my AutoCAD also what is frozen. So let's take a while. This is gonna take a while, so let's wait. Okay, yeah, my AutoCAD is frozen. So basically that's how you create a helix. All right. Let's move on to the next your next activities. Basically, this is not needed for your submission. Okay, I just want like you to okay, now it's no longer frozen. Okay, good. Now this is a spring, all right? So how I create the spring is basically using a sweep, a command. It's a new command that I'm going to show you. Another new command that you will probably have that you will learn from this activities is just helix, all right? The rest are the same thing. All right, I think that's the end of part one. Basically, I'm going to show you a new 3D command. So for part two, let's check our slides to see what are the instruction and then what are the objects that you want to draw. All right. All right. As you can see, this is the object that you need to draw and you need to submit for today's class. The spring one is just a demo. Please follow, but you don't have to submit. Now, in this case, this is the object that you need to draw, and the object is taken from this textbook. You have it, so just download and check or read if you will, but these are the object. I just simply print screen and I use it. Now, I don't know what's the actual dimension the actual dimension here is in meters, but I'm going to switch them to millimeters. Okay, change this to millimeters. I don't want to use meters. It's too, you know what? It should be in meters. It should be in meters. So everything here should be in meters, but you have to remember in your what is it called? In your In your mall space, your unit is in millimeters. So, but first thing first, we have to check the dimensioning notation. There are a lot of weird dimensioning notation here. For examples, again, you should be able to interpret this object accurately. For example, here I have 3 times diameter of 0.1702. What does it mean here? It means I have a 3 holes, 1, 2, 3 holes, drill 2. Okay, drill 2 means that you can see the other side of the object, and then they have a dimension of 0.17 meters, around what, 17 centimeters, so 170 millimeters. So you have to multiply by 1,000, right? All right. So these are the three, and this one I have 4 times 0.281 diameter white slot. These are white slot, so this is what they mean as a white slot. Just their term. But as you can see here, you have this slot having a radius of no, diameter of 281, and then they have four, but 1, 2, 3, 4 the other side, and then the gap between the gap between end of the slot to the end of the slot is 0.53 meters. The overall height, the overall length is 2 meters. Okay, these are chamfer 4 times 0.13 times 0.13. But in our case, there's no need for us to draw chamfer. I don't want to make this drawing too complicated because I just do a simple demo. And then they are, okay, as you can see here, they have no information about thickness. Because why? I mean, in this case, thickness is not really, there's no need for you to do a dimensioning here because these are just this is basically made out of a plate. So from the thickness is 0.60 thick metal sheet, right? So you can just simply write it down or mention that here. Yeah, dimension is in meters, but I'm gonna multiply everything by 1,000. Because I just don't want to change my unit in AutoCAD. But whatever. The rest are the rest are quite what is it called? Quite straightforward. These are the thickness. They mentioned them also, but it's sort of mentioned here. I felt that these are quite redundant, but whatever. What else? Yeah, the only thing that I know is TYP, not really sure, but if you know, please let me know. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Decide the distance from the circles. All right. So what is your task here? Your task here is to prepare a technical drawing. So these are your part numbers. Again, please apply whatever you have learned in class. Your center point, your hidden line, your center mark, everything should be available. You should also have a dimensioning in millimeters. So basically, these are meters, you need to convert them to millimeters. Okay, there's no need for you to create a chamfer because I don't want my drawing to have a lot of dimensioning, making the whole drawing complicated because it's going to take time for me to create a nice, I'll say, object, I'll say, nice engine drawing just from but from like a 40 minutes of video. So it's not gonna work. So again, you're gonna prepare a multi-view drawing. So we're gonna use a view-based command. So it's a very simple command. Because this command, so you have a first angle and third angle, so you can choose. So there's going to be one empty quadrant, right? So you can just put isometric drawing in the empty quadrant. Later I will show you, all right? So yeah, let's go back to our AutoCAD to begin. All right, as you can see, this is my AutoCAD. I still have the spring custom view. Let me change to a isometric view. So again, delete this. I don't need this one anymore. All right. So first thing first, I'm gonna draw a 2D cross section from the top view. So it's quite simple. Just type line. I'm gonna do this very quickly. So type line. Click here. So the thickness is 60 millimeters. It's quite thick though. Expect that. And it goes to the left. I have to go left by how much? I don't really see. So 2.43 minus 10.2. I have to use a calculator, I guess. 2430 minus 1050 divided by 2. 1, oops, 1 divided by 2, so 690. 690. All right. Just continue making lines. The height here is what? 1110. 1110. And then you go left. Oops. And then you go left by 1050. Actually, 1050 plus 60 actually. So I type 60 and I type 1050 and I type another 60 and then go down. Should be around, let's see, 10, nope. So it should be 60, okay, plus 1050. Okay, don't question me why I put those numbers, but those are just how I interpret the drawing. And I go left by, let's see, 6906. And then go down by 60. And then you just simply go left by, let's see, 9690 plus another 90, another 60 because it's thickness. And then you go up. So basically this is 60 plus, let's see, yeah, it's 1050. Oops, why is it so thick? Maybe I add another 60. Okay, at this point, another 60. Let's see, should be 1110. Yeah, I think I probably made it too thick. But yeah, I'm gonna add one more 60. Maybe it's a different. Okay, right now it's gonna be a different uh, thickness, but whatever. All right, so next is 1050, and I go down 1050. Yep, and then you have to go down. So basically 160, and then you complete it. Yeah, I'm still not fully satisfied for this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this one down. So I'm gonna move this one down. One, two, three, MOVE. Oops, you know what? Maybe I'll put all three of these by 60. MOVE. Uh, Click, go down by 60. All right, now the excess you can just simply trim, or you can just adjust the length. Okay, I have this object. Now the next thing is you just simply join the line, join. So you select the whole object and hit enter. Make sure this is a one single object. Yep. Okay, next I'm gonna extrude. So just change to isometric view. Now you can either use extrude or press pull. Doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna use press pull. So they ask you to select a bounded area. So this one, click. Now you go up, it's being extruded by 2000 millimeters. So it's 200, yeah, it's 2, which is equivalent to 2 meters. All right, now everything looks good. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate this. I'm gonna 3D rotate this object because this is not actually their, I say normal, say orientation. So just type 3D rotate, enter. So I'm gonna and then choose here as a nucleus. So I think the correct rotation is this one, the red one. So just type 90. Still not a correct orientation, but it's fine. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. So just type 3D rotate one more time. And then I'm going to choose maybe this one. Now, in this case, I would choose this region. So it should be 90. Okay. Now I have a correct orientation. The next thing is I'm going to create a circles. Now there are many ways of creating many ways of doing this. So I think the simplest one is probably like this to the wireframe. Now just type line. First you find a center of this object, which is this object. So the first one is 375. The next one is 1000. Basically, these are the distance between all of the circles. Oops, why does it? No, I think that's just drawn incorrectly. See, and then just type line. From here to here, sorry, it should be 1000. Another one is should be 1625. All right, these are my what is called these are all my guidelines. So the circle here is 170. So just type circle. So center point of the circle is here, which is 170. It's one. Why is it? Oh no, it's diameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale. You scale. I'm going to scale it down by half. So it's the same thing. So just type scale. Select your object. These are my object. Enter. Now center point, scale by half. Now these are the correct one. So I'm going to copy, COPY, center point. So find the, where's the, okay, this one. And then there's another one. Where is it? It's not easy to find actually. Nope, not this one. Yeah, there you go. Now I have 3 circles. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to extrude first because it seems to be quite messy at this point. So, okay, just type extrude, EXTRUDE, select object, 3 object. Now you go down. Now in this case, it doesn't really matter how long it is. I just want to make sure that this circles is kind of intersecting with the object. Let's say for example this. Okay, I'm going to change to different colors so that you can see them easily. Properties, yellow, I guess. Okay, maybe red. So what you have here is basically this object and these circles having this length, which I don't really care how long it is, but they are intersecting this object. All right. All right. Next thing is we're gonna use what is called a subtract command. Subtract command is basically you remove the unwanted features of your object by having a subtractor, if you will, like 4 minus 3 is equal to 1, right? In this case, this object, this black object minus 3 circles, no, 3 cylinders is basically this object having a circle, having a circle, something like that. I think the best way is just to show you instead of me explaining this. So the command is, let me change to, I hate, actually I don't really like the realistic view. I like conceptual view. All right, so the command is subtract. Now select the object. The first object is A, basically A minus B is equal to C. So A is basically this object, all right? Enter, minus B. B is this object, and then this object. Now you can do one by one, but who wants to waste time, right? So, and then you hit enter. So these are C, right? A minus B is equal to C. So C is basically this object with the circles. Now you are halfway done with your drawing. The next thing is we need to draw. I'm going to return back to conception. So we're going to create a white slot somewhere here first. Okay, the let's see, the length is 173. So just type line. Okay, from here to here is 173. And then you go here around, see, 110. Now this portion is basically the end, not the end of the circles, but 281 divided by 2. I don't know. Let's see. 281 divided by 2 is 140.5. 40.5. And I have to go here, 140.5. Now, this will be my center of the circles. So type circle. So here, click your center point. So just type their radius, no, diameter of 281. Okay, these are my object. The next one is the gap between N to N is 530. So just type line. So from here, end of the circles to end of the circles, and the second circles is 530, somewhere there. Now you take these circles, you type copy, copy. Now in this case, where's my base point should be here. Click, and then you move them here. And then type line. Now I need to find a quadrant. I have a quadrant here. Click, connect the quadrant. I hope these are the correct quadrant. Yep. And do the same thing for this one. Quadrant to quadrant. Now, if you're not really that, if you're really not that sure, uh, not that confident drawing from custom view, just draw them from the top view. Now, the line that I don't want is this also, and then this line and this line need to be trimmed. So type trim. So remove the lines. Okay, there you go. So what you have from top view is something like this. Okay, now as you can see here, this is the when you use press pull, you always have a 2D object being left. So there's a difference between Excel and press pull, which I'm gonna delete. Now from the top view, you have this one, right? So again, I don't want to waste time to make all of this from 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm gonna do is first is I'm gonna what is it called? Join the object. Now this is one single object. Okay, next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mirror this object. So just type mirror. So select your object, which is this object, enter. Now they will ask you to select a mirror line. So I'll choose this line, and then maybe I choose this one, and then hit enter. And I'm going to repeat the same thing, mirror. So select your object, and to enter. So the second mirror point is here, to here, and then enter. Now it's done. Now, chamfer, there's no need to do that. I don't want to waste my time. So let's forget about chamfer. Not because I'm incapable of doing that. Just that I don't want to waste too much time on this demo. So do the same thing. Just extrude. So select your object. You can extrude all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now extrude down, not up, because why? I draw them at the top, so it has to go down so that they are intersecting with the main object. Now I have this together, so let's see conceptual. So these are all my objects, something like this. Okay. All right. Next thing is I will subtract as usual SUB TRACT. Now, so your object A minus B is equal to C. So this is my A. Enter. Okay, B is this, and then the other one is this, enter. Now everything is done. Okay, these are my object. Okay, after that, okay, once you're done, just go to your layout. Okay, and I have a title block ready here. So the command is Viewbase. Viewbase. Let's see. Let's wait. Okay, to use the commands, for some weird reason, I have to install this Inventor interoperability. So just install. It's gonna take a while, so I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, as you can see, this is my drawing. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna create a multi-view drawing in my layout tab. So just go to the layout tab. That is my title block. So I'm gonna zoom first, zoom extend, make it bigger. Now the command is Viewbase, Viewbase, Viewbase from model space. Now I don't know what is this view. This is probably a front. This is probably a this is probably a front view, something like that. But if you don't know, you can change the orientation. So let's say yeah. So you can choose the correct views. I don't know. So I think this is a front view. So click. Front view should be somewhere here, and I hit enter. Now you go left. This is your side view. Now, this is your top view. Now, there's a possibility that these are bottom view, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to also click below here. Now, in here, they are different. They have a different orientation, which I will do later. So I'm not going to do that. So next, you hit enter. Now, you see, this is a this is a bottom view. You see, so you can delete. So you can choose this one as your top view. So you go here, go up a bit, somewhere here, and then you can do some arrangement. See, let me make this one closer, yes. And I can move this whole thing and move it. Maybe I can move it a bit uh, to the right. Okay, and then a bit to the bottom. Okay, looks nice. So this is my front view. This is my top. This is my front view. This is my top view. This is my side view. Now, as you can see here, you need to change a bit, like this hidden line. You need to change, and then I will do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click this, and then maybe I'll go zoom, extend to uh, be realistic, I guess. So, uh, right, maybe I should move it a bit to the left. Okay, now what you can do is you can add like a center line, center mark, and dimensioning. Center. So for example, here, here. That looks good. So yeah, I don't want to do a complete dimensioning, but you should. So make sure to follow your line convention, hidden line, center mark, and stuff like that. Make sure they are all correct. And then do complete dimensioning and then change your title block here. And then you can export to PDF. So let's say in desktop, I save over there. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, this is my drawing, so all looks nice. But again, what do I like about Viewbase is that the line type that they use are different. It should be like this as opposed to same line thickness. So as you can see, your object line and visible line, they have a thicker line. Your hidden line and center line, they have a different thickness as well. So you have to make sure that these are all dash line. But it should change this to a better dash line. But for this demo purposes, I don't have enough time. But you should. All right. And then just need to submit. Make sure you have a complete dimensioning, line, convention are all followed and stuff like that. All right. Alright, that will be all for me. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next week. Alright, bye bye.